Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta, and thanks so much for joining us for another one of our chats. We love our chats. Thank you so much. And we're going to do our usual draw, and you know that. What is that? We're going to ask you to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our chats. Ding, ling, 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 ling. All right, and we're going to get going. And I just realized that I am sipping my tea, but I have no cup to sip it into. I have my tea sipper.
Beautiful. And what is it?
And inside there is called Hip Hip Honey Licorice. Yay,
Ooh,
my
hip,
licorice, as you know, fruity, fresh with licorice highlights and honey overtones from apple, rosehip, and currant pieces, fennel, which is the licorice, hibiscus, and cornflower petals. And I got this from Steepers in downtown Campbell. For any of you that know the Bay Area, it's downtown Campbell, Steepers, and it's called Hip Hip Honey Licorice. But I don't have a cup to steep this in. I mean, to put it in.
When you play the video, you can quickly get your cup.
Yes, I'll quickly get my cup.
Yes,
so that's me. And now you, what are you drinking, dear?
Well, you know, I am back to our good old honey lemon ginseng. I love this tea, and I've been Rosetta and I've been doing a virtual tea party this week, which is just so cool. And we talk about tea every day, and I talk about lemon every day. So I decided, let's go back to the basic. Let's go back to my lemon.
Nice.
Ingredients: green tea, elderberry root. It helps when you can read what you're looking at. Then we have lemon, licorice, my girl's favorite. Then we have roasted chicory, ginger, orange blossom, dried honey, and Asian ginseng. Yummy, 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 yummy.
Well, it's good that the ginseng is at the end. It's great. It has many, many health benefits. I'm not exactly 100% sure, so I've not done my research, but I do know I've tried ginseng before, and it is horrible. If you have straight up ginseng, it tastes like the earth. You just dug it out from the backyard.
Yes, it does give you lots of energy, though. So if you are tired and you're like, I don't want coffee and caffeine, I want something else, ginseng will give you that boost. It will have you running around and trembling. So it has lots of energy in it.
I don't want trembling.
I know you don't. I know you don't. So, you know, we always like to kick our chats off, reminding everyone of our girl, Ellen. Ellen always reminds us to be kind to one another. And during the first phases of the pandemic, she reminded us all to listen to one another, to have patience with one another. Rosetta and I hope you will always, always listen to everyone around you. There are pearls of knowledge everywhere. Just give it a chance to absorb in. So we are going to talk about something that's kind of new and not so new. There is a show that I watch that's called Daily Pop. And last week they were talking on Daily Pop about everyone is experiencing a little weight gain due to COVID, being stuck at home, not able to get to the gyms, etc. And they brought up this whole subject. The hosts are, my favorite is Justin Sylvester. I love him. Kim Whitley is currently filling in for Morgan Stewart, who is on maternity leave. And she also got married to Dr. Phil's son, a little bit of tidbit.
Oh.
And the other person, her name is Carissa Colner. So the three of them were talking about Will Smith and what is his name? I can see his face. He is doing his weight gain for a movie. However, Will just said dad bods. So apparently there's this whole thing where celebrities are doing things to get back in shape. So my healthy friend, what do you think about this?
Well, I think it's great that they're trying to get back in shape. And now some of the gyms are opening up. You can go in there. However, a lot of times it makes me wonder, these celebrities, are they really trying to lose weight because they want to lose weight? Or is there an ulterior motive there? That's what I'm trying to say. Because I know
Yes.
that Will Smith is partnering up with YouTube. And we know that Kim Whitley partnered up with WW, Weight Watchers.
Yes.
And what does it come down to? Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. The money side
Which
of it,
is
right?
which is really sad, because let me tell you, I'm a curvy girl, so if it's a diet, I've tried it, I assure you. And the thing for me is, if I see someone, and let's just talk about Will Smith, okay? So one of the things that my dear friend Justin said, as soon as he saw the picture, he said it was a lie. He's like, look at Will. He said, there's got to be something behind him showing his dad bod, because egos don't typically let people show you how bad something is, unless you're, it was Mark Warburton, unless you're doing it for a movie where you're going to start out dumpy and then get all in shape. A lot of times they use prosthesis to make you look a certain way without the person having to gain and lose the weight, because that's not good for the body. The way Will Smith is standing, you can tell the way he doesn't have a lot of weight on his legs, so his legs look like they're all flabby. Most of the weight is in his lower tummy, and it just doesn't look right. And we all, those co-hosts as well as us, agree it would only take Will 3 push-ups and he would be back in shape. So like Rosetta said, is it just for the money? And I would want to not put something out that could possibly harm someone, because if you think you can do what Will does, and you follow the regimen and you buy whatever goes with the words to get you to do this, you could spend a lot of money and not have the same results as someone who already is in really good shape. Yeah, he might have a little gut, he's in good shape. And he's going to have a personal trainer. He has a chef and a nutritionist that lives in his home that prepares the food. If you are a person on a lower income, you're not going to have those tools to have the same success factor that he does.
Yeah, and it's quite deceiving, because he's probably going to show on YouTube just him working out. But it's more than just working out, like Gloria said. It's diet, lifestyle. Having a chef is key. Yeah. Cooking and what you put in your body is key. And then just having a personal trainer, because just you going out there and exercising is not motivation enough. And also, yeah, when it comes down to it, it's also probably YouTube are probably paying him. So that money, if I was paid, would be motivation enough for me to get going, get my butt into gear, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
So I just feel that these celebrities, I mean, they were talking on the pop about one celebrity that was already skinny, and she signed up with Weight Watchers prior to actually doing it, but she was already skinny anyway.
Right.
So what was she doing Weight Watchers for? I mean, Weight Watchers it teaches you like the foods. Like, I don't know what they do nowadays, but back in the days they used to count the points. I think it's very different now. I'm not really sure how they do it, and I don't want to speculate and get things wrong. But are they really teaching you how to eat healthy, what foods to put in your body to, really get all those toxins out of your body? I don't know what they're doing, but this lady does not need to be doing for the, if she's talking about weight loss, she does not need to do it for the weight loss.
Right. Yeah. Justin, during that same conversation, he says, Kim Kardashian, he goes, I love you. He goes, however, Kim Kardashian was doing this whole spill about prenatal vitamins when she was using a gestational host. So it's like, you know, if you pay the person the right amount of money, it's not like Kim was taking the vitamins for someone else that was carrying her and Kanye's baby. So, you know, sometimes it really does come down to money.
Yeah. Why was she? And it's sad because we all know that she's not having the baby. She has a surrogate mother doing that for her. So
right.
That kind of irritates me.
I know. I know. So, and that's what he was saying. And I think that's why he said it was a gestational host. And I was like, is he saying a surrogate? You know, but he was just trying to make a point. And, you know, I got the message.
Yeah, we got the message.
Yes. Speaking of the Kardashians, any new news, Rosetta? Anything going on in their world?
Well, besides the fact that it's their very last season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, there have been some other things they're now talking about. And they're talking about the houses that the Kardashian families have purchased. And recently, Kris Jenner and Khloe, get that correct, Khloe Kardashian, they purchased 2 mansions side by side. And the value of the 2 mansions totals $37 million with an M. So both their houses are worth $37 million side by side. They purchased that in December of 2020, and they're actually, obviously, you know, the Kardashians, they never buy a house and move in and live in it as is. They're always remodeling. Right. So it's under construction, both their houses. But God. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So I don't know.
How big are these houses? I mean, it's just Khloe. I know Tristan weaves in and out, which she should kick him to the curb, but that's just me. And her baby. So how are they big houses?
I don't know each house, but I know combined both houses is 26,000 square feet. Both those houses together combined. So you do the math, either one, but it's more space than they need. Who does Kris Jenner have apart from her and her boyfriend, Corey? Maybe some, I don't know. Wow. I was going to say maybe some servants and maids, but they probably don't even live there.
That's a lot of space. You know, I have a little bitty house and it's hard to keep it clean. And I understand, you know, you're a grandmother and you have, all of your girls have kids and, you know, you want them all to be able to come over. That's a lot of space. And I'm the girl that, you know, I hear creaks at night. Could you imagine that much space? You could hear noises and you never know, is somebody in the house with me? Hello?
Well, I think they're okay because they're in a very gated community. So I think it's very private, and I don't think they have much of that happening, right? They're all gated and it's private, so they have their privacy. But you're right, to have that big of a space. I don't know. What do you do with that big of a space? I really don't understand. I mean, you're not throwing parties every day. You're not having guests stay every single day. I mean, granted they have the money. I mean, and for you out there, the people probably thinking, well, they can do what they want with their money. But we're having a little conversation about, wow, this is amazing.
Well, you know, I know I've seen, you know, like Kim's house with her shoes and her purses. I mean, her purse closet is probably the size of our house. So I understand. I'm just, you know, my thing is I love, you know, my privacy. And I know it's difficult being a Kardashian or a Jenner and having privacy. However, if you buy that big of a house, I mean, that's a lot of space to be responsible for.
Yeah, it is a lot of space. Well, they have the money for it, right? They have the money for the upkeep of it. So why not? They have maids, servants, butlers, whatever they want. Cleaning service.
Kim became a billionaire in 2020. So
why not?
What is it, Kylie? Kylie is a billionaire, or $990 million, so almost a billionaire.
And talking about Kylie, you know how many houses she has? 4 houses. She has 4 houses.
She is a baby. She's like under 25. What does she need with 4 houses?
I don't know what she does with 4 houses, but I'd be very, very interested to show everyone. And I have pictures of what her houses look like. So I'm going to share my screen if I can
All
find
right.
it.
All
Let me
right.
see. I'm sharing my screen. Let's see. Where is it? Share screen. Oops, I stopped the share. Sorry, I was meant to share the screen, not unshare the screen. Where is my... Oh, here it is. There you go. Can you see that?
Oh my
So
God.
it shows the house here. This is the front of the house. And underneath it says, who can keep up with Kylie's home at age 19? She owns 4 and wants to unload 2 of them. So she's trying to sell 2 of them. This
Oh
is the
my
house
God.
inside. You see that?
Oh my
And
God.
underneath it says it was her starter home. This is her starter home. And it says, in 2015, Kylie bought a starter home in Calabasas for $2.6 million. When she was just 17 years old, her mother told E! News that her daughter plans on decorating the house, saying the teen likes more blacks and grays. So that's the before. Now this is the after.
Whoa.
There you go. It says starter home in Calabasas
Whoa.
after renovations. Look at that.
Wow.
Just look at that. What is this little area here?
It's
Don't know what that
probably
is.
for shoes.
Oh, is that a closet?
Or
Oh, that's
purses.
a circular closet.
Yes, yeah, shoes or purses.
Wow.
Or, yeah.
Wow, very nice. And then it says, well, that's
Wow.
what it is. Black tiles, and the kitchen contains black counters and white stone countertops. Master bedroom has been remodeled to include black stone floors, black and white bathtub. So you can see it's black and white. So that's her first house.
Yeah.
Then we scroll down. Look at this. House number 2. Wow.
Oh my God.
Hidden Hills. Oh, well, that's home number 1, huh? Well, I thought this was home number 1. Well, that's her starter home. Here's home number 1, it says. I don't get that. May 2016, Kylie bought a 6-bedroom, 7-bathroom home for just over $6 million. Located near Kris's neighborhood, near her mom's neighborhood in Hidden Hills.
Right.
I've never even heard of Hidden Hills. Just north of Calabasas, the more than 7,000 square foot home was built in 2014 and contains a pool, light hardware floors, a large center island, chef's kitchen, and white and black counters, wine cellar, fountains, and a 4-car garage. There you go.
Wow.
There. And you can see her. Look at her. She changed. She looks different. Black hair there.
Yeah.
Dyed hair there.
Blonde.
Then there's another house, back to the black hair. It says house
number
number
2.
2, still in Hidden Hills. August 2016, Kylie purchases a roughly 5,000 square foot, 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom next door to her second one for $4.5 million. Why would you want 2 houses next door to each other? What is the point of that?
If you want to throw a party and you don't want the neighbors complaining, you buy all the houses.
Oh, you're probably right. And it says that we'll be using the property. Oh, we'll be using the property as a home office. Kylie listed it for sale.
As a home office, as an office.
Yes. Yes. Kylie listed it for sale the following December for $5.4 million. It was relisted earlier this month for the same price. Contains a pool, hardwood floors, fireplace, wet bar, kitchen with white and brown stone countertops, and a fenced vineyard. A fenced vineyard. What does that mean? Is she growing wine? Is she making wine a fenced vineyard?
Or if it had a little mini vineyard there when she bought it.
Maybe. So that's that. Then we have house number 3. She's back to her dyed hair there. Look at that.
My God.
That was purchased the same year in September.
Do such good things in that kitchen. Look at all that space. Oh my God, I'd be such a happy woman.
We would be doing our Silicon Valley Girls chat over tea in there.
Yes.
Gorgeous. Bought in the same year, 2016 September. And her biggest yet for just over $12 million. It is
Wow.
not located in the same neighborhood as her mother's house. The property was built in 2015, 13,000 square foot, and contains 8 bedrooms and 11 bathrooms. Okay, what are you doing with 11 bathrooms, please?
Shoe closet is 1, clothing closet is 2, makeup closet is 3 bedroom. I have no idea.
Don't know. And it says open floor plan, huge white stone kitchen with 2 islands, a custom home theater, a game room with a wet bar, a gym, a private courtyard with a guest house, and an ensuite bathroom. So that's house number 3. Okay, now there should be one more, I think. Oh no, that was it, because those were
that's
the first
4, because the first one, her starter.
Her first one was the starter. So there you have it. Those are her houses. I'm going to stop sharing. All right. So those are 4 houses that, yeah, amazing.
Oh
I mean, I don't know. I don't mind people that have money and they can spend how they want. That's fine. That's up to them what they do with their money. Sometimes I just feel that it's a little excessive because I don't know. I don't want to dictate how people use their money. But if I had that much money, I would love to give back to charities and do different things that are just helping others, not just using it for buying more materialistic stuff. I mean, yes, granted, you can do more things like buy more materialistic stuff, but I would just love to do like just donations and help other people and good causes and things like that. And each to their own. But how about you, Gloria?
I agree with you 100%. You know, I think one of the saddest things for the world is billionaires who are running around thumping their chests. In the last speech that the president gave, he said that the billionaires made $47 billion in 2020 when most of us were at home worried about just being able to breathe and worrying about our family and our friends, had to shut down our businesses, and they paid 0 taxes. You know, I understand, you know, when you have money and, you know, maybe you didn't come from money, but the Kardashians, daddy did really well as a lawyer. He was part of the O.J. Simpson trial team. Their father has always been a good provider. And then Kris married Bruce, and Bruce was an Olympian. So once again, compared to most, they had a really good life. So now that they've hit billionaire status, what are you going to do with it? You know, I agree with you. I would be trying to figure out what I could do, and not necessarily Gloria did, what I could do on the down low to change people's lives, to help them. Because, you know, an 11-bedroom house for a young person that's under 25, that's a lot of land. That's a lot of responsibility. I mean, I get nervous when, you know, I hear water running and I go, are all the faucets turned off? Where's the water coming from? And being in a house of that magnitude, once again, that would make me uncomfortable. I'm not that girl. I would have to have family. You know, I'd move all my sisters and their spouses in and turn those bedrooms into mini suites so that we could have our own places to get away from each other and then come together. I mean, I wouldn't want to just have space for space sake.
No, I don't think so either. Or if I had that much money, you know what I would do with it? I like to go out and use it to go on vacation. I love traveling, so I would be traveling all the time. I mean, yes, I would like a nice house, a decent sized house, but to have 4, I mean, that's a bit excessive. I don't know. I don't know what you do. I mean, I guess one for her home office. Does she mean that she's videoing in there and doing kind of like photo shoots and things?
Well, you know, Candy Burge from Housewives of Atlanta, she has 2 mansions side by side. One is her home that she lives in, and the second one is her business office, and when they throw parties and all of that, so she doesn't have people trampling through her house.
That sounds right. Yeah.
So I can understand that, but it's designed for being an office and a party
that makes
place.
Sense.
It's not,
that does make sense.
Yeah, so maybe even though it still looks like a house to us, maybe behind the scenes she's knocked down walls and turned it. So 2 houses side by side, I understand. but 3 houses, 4 houses in the same general area as your mom, that's just too much. I mean, you
Yeah.
could, like, if you got a house in California, and then you got a house in Paris, and then you got a house in Rome. Okay, now we're talking travel, movement. But in the same neighborhood, I don't know.
I don't know either.
So good luck, sweetheart. I hope that those 4 houses bring you lots of joy.
Well, she's trying to sell 2 of them, I think.
Yes.
Unload. It
Yeah.
says unload 2 of them.
Yeah. Good luck with that. So one of the things that we talked last week about the Oscars, and we kind of got a little busy, and we talked about like Glenn Close doing the butt, yeah,
Yes.
sexy. We talked about some of the clothing that people wore, and one of the things that I forgot to mention is Tyler Perry received a humanitarian award, and some of what he said during his acceptance speech really, really touched my heart. So I wanted to make sure that we talked about that. He told the people that he refuses hate. He says that, the award he received was the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award, and that was the 93rd Academy Award celebration. He said that his mom taught him when he was growing up about life and about people. Now, Tyler's mother was born and raised in the deep South, Jim Crow South. So her life was not easy. It's really sad that there's no way that a person can be inside someone else's skin just for a little bit so that they could see what it feels like to be treated as something underneath your feet. And here this man is saying, I don't believe in hate. He said, I refuse to hate because a person is Mexican or Black or white or LGBTQ plus. I refuse to hate police officers or someone that is of Asian descent. He says, I want us all to refuse hate. And that is something that Rosetta and I are constantly trying to share with anyone listening to us is, let go of the hate. I've always said when they came out with Black Lives Matter, that if Black Lives Matter, all lives will matter. And that's only because we're going from the bottom to the top. And, it's just really sad times that we just can't love each other and be happy. And I don't know how we have evolved to this, because I was raised by a community, and my community was in the South was primarily Black, white, and Native American Indian. That was it. And everybody knew everybody, and everybody, I'm not going to tell you it was, ice cream socials and everybody sat around and had a party. Everyone knew your safe zone. However, when it came to the kids, it didn't matter. I got spanked by white people as much as I did by Native American Indians, as much as I did Black people in my family, because it was about me being a respectful child. And that has just completely been lost. And I think that's kind of what's going on in some of our adults right now who are just, it's not about the truth anymore. They just want to lie. So Tyler, thank you for being the humanitarian that you are, for bringing jobs to Georgia. And I know his heart is just perplexed right now, because Georgia is doing some very, very nasty things to suppress voters. And I know he doesn't support that, yet he has given so many people an opportunity working for his studio. And, I've had people say, well, he should just pack up and leave. And I go, he can't pack up all that stuff and leave. And hopefully they're going to be able to work through this. But thank you for being the humanitarian that you are.
Yeah, thank you. And I love the fact that you're spreading that around, saying that you should love everyone. And talking about that subject of loving everyone, please, 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 everyone watching, we've got to stop all these hate crimes against Asians. It's not because I'm Asian. It's just in general towards one one race. It's just got to stop. I mean, I keep seeing these people on the news being like just hate crimes happening to these elderly people, and it's out of the
Yeah.
blue. I just saw on the news yesterday in San Francisco, one lady was on Market Street. She was waiting for the bus, and some guy stabbed, just she was just waiting, doing nothing wrong, and some guy came up and stabbed her, and she was rushed to the hospital. Can you believe that? Because she was Asian, and people
I
think
just
that
think, yeah,
they have the right to do that.
I just, it makes my heart just so sad that we can't get beyond that. I'm trying to think. There's a movie. I think the movie is actually Pearl Harbor, and it was when Japan attacked Hawaii, and what they did is they started rounding up people, even though they were native born in America, had nothing to do with war or any of that. Some of them were soldiers, and they started creating these encampments to because it was like, well, how do we know we can trust you and all of that? And you would think after all of that and all the years that people would realize you can tell someone who is racist and it has nothing to do with their skin tone. There are people who are racist that, they just, it's the way they live their life, the way they talk. They think that they are so superior to anyone else. And I remember Whoopi Goldberg, she always says, you just keep living. You may think you're the big bad dog right now. That's not the case. So please stop attacking people of Asian descent. And please, please, please stop killing Black people. Please.
Yeah.
I beg of you. Each situation is equally as important, because we have got, I remember when they first were talking about reform the police and all of that. And I was like, well, they need to do something. I never really stopped to think about what they need to do. And they need to take the police and put them in the areas that they are to protect and serve, because they have forgotten how to protect and serve. Maybe they go back to walking the beat. People wouldn't be beating on our Asian seniors if there was a police officer or two or three or four in the neighborhood. Get them out of those cars and all that technology. Put them, what do they call that? Boots on the ground. Put them back in the streets.
Yeah, they need to do that. They need to do that. And I like that nowadays they're preying on the elderly, the Asian elderly, and the weak. So
yeah,
like the females. So I'm kind of nervous. So I know this is bad. I'm carrying around a pepper spray just in case. You never know, right?
Right.
But kind of nervous because they just pop up and you never know when they're gonna, and they just bash you on the head. The one I saw on the news was this guy just came out of nowhere and just ran as fast as he could and bashed down an Indian, I think it was an Indian man, elderly Indian man in front of the garage, and he was seriously injured. I don't know if he died or something, but it was horrible to watch. So please, everybody, stop this. We need to stop this. Why? What's the purpose of doing that?
Exactly. What is the benefit?
What is the benefit to you? I don't understand.
Yeah. So, our thoughts and prayers are with all people. And, I liked how someone said that racism is the same as a terrorist. And I think that once people realize I'm not a terrorist, well, then you need to rethink your actions. And instead of trying to hit somebody, as soon as we're able, how about being able to tell them close to close, I love you just because who you are. I respect you. I honor you. We need to bring respect and honor back to the United States of America. The way young people are allowed to talk to their parents. I mean, I have to step away because I've heard a friend of mine, her child told her to go into her bedroom, sit down and shut the F up. And I thought to myself, I started laughing And he's like, what you laughing at? I said, because if you said that to me, even if I went to jail, I'm going to try and show you what I mean by don't be disrespectful to me. Now, he doesn't talk to me that way, but I mean, you have to
Wow.
have respect, because if you had respect and honor, you would not be attacking our seniors. You know, seniors are the cornerstone. They are the foundation. Seniors are the been there, done that. You know, if I'm going through something, I will reach out to someone older than I am and say, have you ever had a situation like this? And what did you do? Instead of treating them with disrespect, I treat them with honor, because I am a senior. What am I talking about?
And I will be a senior as well this year.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's a wonderful party, and, you know, don't knock it. I always tell young people, you know, I said, you know what, whatever you do to an older person today, because I believe in karma, it's going to come full circle to you when you become a senior. So if you want to be treated like crap, you just keep treating people like crap. And I promise you, it will manifest in your life.
Yeah, very true.
Yes.
Thanks.
So on to the voice. Let me tell you something. I am loving me some Snoop on The Voice. Kelly Clarkson was making a joke. She's like, you should write a book. And he should, because the way he articulates to the contestants of, you know, like he'll tell them, he'll say, well, you know, that was good. However, I didn't feel nothing. You got good pitch, you got good tone. I didn't feel anything. Make me feel it. So there's a young man, his name is Kenzie Wheeler. He has a little mullet, and Blake gives him a hard time. That young man, he's very good. And so Blake on Monday night, he said to Kelly, he gets up out of his chair and he's like, he goes, I know I'm going to lose this season because this young man is really good. So I'm like, oh, wow, okay. And then there is a young man, his name is Cam Anthony. Now, back when they were picking, Blake wanted him. Now, he is not country, which is very out of Blake's little caveat. This young man is R&B. He did a song. It's called "It's a New Day." It's a new day. It's a new life, and I'm feeling good. I had chills, and I mean, I like Kenzie. However, I don't think Cam is going to go down quietly in the night. So those are two people that I had aha. And now Kelly, she had two young girls. One is Anna Grace. And Anna Grace sang a song, If I Die Young. You can hear the emotion in my voice. Oh my God, I got the chills. I started crying. It talks about her mom, and it's somehow related to when I die, I'll be rainbows. So you can, like her mom, when she passes, she becomes a rainbow. And she is over her, so she can look up and see her mom, and her mom can look down and see her. I mean, Snoop was like, wait a minute now, y'all didn't tell me that this job came with tears. You didn't tell me I was going to be crying. So once again, chills, whole thing. And then this young girl, now she is only 19. Her name is Gianna. Gianna sang Glitter in the Sky. I mean, she knows how to slowly deliver a song. It's amazing. She's a baby. And she also made Kelly and Snoop cry. And at the end, because those two went up against each other, Kelly saved Gianna and Blake stole Grace.
Yeah, so, that was great.
This season is going to be, it's really, really good, because Snoop is getting them to feel what they're singing, not just sing, but to feel. And he's doing all of the people, you know, all coaches, all teams. So
he needs to be the mentor for the rest of the time that The Voice is on TV. That's what I'm saying. But that's
Yes.
never going to happen because it took them only how many years to get him on to The
What
Voice?
is, isn't this like the 20th season or
20, it
something
took them
like that?
20 years to get him on to The Voice to be
Yeah.
mentoring. Yeah, what was and it was funny because you're right. He said, you should write a book. What was it? Um, The Voice with Snoop or something, Snoop the
Yeah,
Voice or
something like
something.
that.
It was so funny,
Yes.
hilarious.
I know it has been a great season so far, and I'm looking forward to even more, even
I've seen a
more.
different side of Snoop because all we really see of him is rapping and singing and collaborating
Yes,
with other singers, but all he does
right,
is rap. That's all we know him from. But
right.
now
So
we see a
how would you
completely
think a
different side.
rapper, yeah, how would you think a rapper would be able to talk to you about your vibrato, and when you get into your head voice, and get down into your neck voice and your chest? I'm going, Snoop.
I
So
love him.
first, Snoop
Funny.
shows us that he can cook with Martha Stewart, and now he's showing us he can sing with the best.
And didn't someone say they were jealous of Martha? I want to be
Yes,
Martha.
yeah. So because Martha gets to hang out with Snoop all the time, so
Snoop is
that was
funny.
that was just amazing,
I
amazing.
think Snoop would put a good twist on anyone he came in contact with, anything he did. Love him.
Absolutely, I completely agree. So that was really good. So, any new updates on American Idol? Or I know they went to Disneyland, but nothing. I didn't see anything new. Is there anything going on?
Well, they took a week off because the previous week was Oscars. They usually have it Sunday, Monday. They brought back some of the contestants from last year because last year we were in the thick of the COVID, right? Pandemic, and everything
Right.
was shut down. There was no going out. There was no sign of vaccines. So they brought back a few of the contestants from last year because they said, we're going to give them a chance to sing on the big stage because they didn't have that opportunity. So they
Oh,
brought back, I forget the names, but shoot, I
there were
forgot the name
four,
of,
right?
was there four of them? Yes, four of them.
Okay.
And yeah, so between the four of them, they all sung. And the guy that came back was, now I'm blanking. It was, his last name is Dunn. I always forget his first name. Something Dunn. Well, anyway, he was runner up. He won second place next to what's her name? Sam. I am Sam. I guess that's her
Oh,
name.
okay.
So I am
Okay.
Sam won. She was place
Right.
number one, and he was number two. I forget his name. Shoot, I just had it in my head.
I can see his face. He plays a guitar or
He
something,
plays the
right?
guitar, and he's very good, very very good.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he won coming, well, when I say won, he won over the other people that came back, and now he's able to compete with the other contestants for the rest of the season. So it'll be good to see how he does compared to the other ones. But my favorite is still Willie. Willie is my
Yes.
favorite. Yes.
Yes. Mine too. Well, I tell you, one of the things, I mean, they don't listen to us. We're just girls. One season, I think they should take the top four from American Idol and the top four from The Voice, and let's see how they roll. Best of the
Wow.
best.
So that's going to be a bit harder because aren't they on different channels? The two are on
Oh
different
yeah, but
channels.
in the spirit of collaboration.
So there was one guy who competed in the American Idol. He's from another singing show called The Four. And I know you saw that. Remember The Four?
Yes.
And he was really, really good, but he got kicked out. He didn't make the top 24, which I'm very surprised because he was very
Right.
good. So that was a shocker because The Four, The Four was very, very competitive. I mean, you
Exactly.
had to be really, really good to pass P. Diddy and DJ
Yes.
Khaled and whoever the
Yeah.
other, I forget who, Megan Trainor. Yeah.
I was going to say Megan, who became a mom during 2020 COVID.
Yeah, she did. Yeah,
Yes.
that reminds me. Now they're going back to we were talking about celebrities being paid for endorsing stuff, right? Now
Right.
they're endorsing. Have you seen that commercial? They're endorsing some kind of program, Megan Trainor and all these celebrities. I forget what it is. And they have programs where they have nutritionists that help you with your food and your intake and to your meal plans and stuff. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember at one time in my life, I did this little thing called Nutrisystem, and they had these little tiny trays. And, some of the food was okay, and some of it was like, is this sawdust? I mean, it was so bad, so bad. So I know we're all looking for a solution, anything that will help. I agree with you. Celebrities, just you're so blessed. You have the chef, you have the nutritionist. I mean, these people come to your house. They cook the food. All you have to do is stay within the guidelines of what they put in the refrigerator and on your daily intake. So
Well,
calorically, you're not, too
well, you
high.
know why they're doing it. They're promoting this new program is because they're getting paid for it. That's the bottom line. It's the money. Would they
Yep,
be doing it if they weren't being paid for it? No, because as you said, they have enough money to get their own chefs and their own nutritionist, personal chef and nutritionist and trainer and this and that to help them 24/7. So why do they
exactly,
need to go and promote some kind of product? I forget what it was. I see it on
exactly.
commercials, but that's another good example.
All right. Well, also a little bit more feel good. As you can tell, we're in a feel good
Feel
mode.
good.
I know it's because it's Cinco de Mayo and we're drinking tea and not drinking margaritas yet. However, it's still early.
I never got my teacup. Still got my tea here.
I know, poor baby. Well, you can put it over ice and add a little something, something to it
Yeah,
and
I'll
make
do
it a,
iced tea and put a bit of tequila in it.
there you go, make it a tea cocktail.
Yes, for Cinco de Mayo.
Yes. So there's a young lady, her name is Roz Brewer. Roz graduated from Spelman College, and she was just a keynote, gave the keynote address to the last class. And she is a powerful little woman. She is the first Black woman that is CEO for Walgreens Pharmacy. Now, just to give you an idea, yes, we are so proud of you. To give you an idea, so she comes out of college, she gets a job, she's working, she's doing a very successful job, and then she gets the opportunity to be the CEO of Sam's Club. And from there, she moves on and she is the COO of Starbucks. And some of you might remember there was a situation at Starbucks up in I think it was the Seattle area, where two young Black men went into Starbucks and they were sitting. And,
Yes,
yes,
yes.
and remember the police were called and they were like dragged out and it
Yep.
was a whole mess. Well, she was the chief operating officer of Starbucks at the time. And I remember Starbucks closed all of their stores and
Yes.
they were doing this, education, understanding people and your customers and how you serve your customers and not to prejudge a person as, you're a thug and you're a good person. So they went through all of this education. That was while she was COO.
Wow.
And now she is going to be the CEO. Well, she is the CEO of Walgreens. And one of the things that she wants to do, she's sort of like taken up as a mission, is the vaccine. And she wants her pharmacists to be trained to give the vaccination so that they can get more people helped. Because, people trying to find a location, driving from county to county, city to city, she doesn't want that to happen. And I mean, it is just such a wonderful situation that she just happens to be Black and she's excellent. She shared a story where she was at a CEO conference. Now, you would think if you're at the CEO conference, you are a CEO looking for tips and things to do as an executive. So she's sitting at this table and this guy says to her, "Are you in marketing?" And she goes, "No." He goes, "Are you in sales?" And she's like, "No." And she's thinking to herself, doesn't this say CEO conference? Why wouldn't you think I'm a CEO? And it just so happened that she was the keynote speaker.
Wow.
So she's sitting there. They said, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Roz Brewer. And she stands up. She says she goes up and she's standing at the podium and she's talking. And she says she looks over at the guy that was trying to drill her. And she said the blood just kind of drains out of his face. See, you can't judge a book by a cover. And here is a woman that she's been in the trenches. So therefore she knows what this is about. When she gave the speech at Spelman, she was telling the young women that we have to change. We have to change the perception. And so they get to where they see a woman and they don't put us in a little box that we don't belong. What are you doing here? Like the guy was giving her a hard time. What are you doing here? And she's like, I'm the speaker. But she never told him. She showed him. And her empowerment to those young girls is show people, show them your contribution. And I love that. You know, Rosetta and I are girls all the time. So
I love that story.
yes.
That's a great story, because a lot of times they say, don't be talking all the time. You don't need to be like pumping yourself up and trying to prove to other people. The way that you prove to people is by showing them, showing the success that you have.
Yes.
You can be very quiet behind the
Yes.
scenes doing what you need to do, and your actions and what you do will show people. So I love that.
I did too. And, you know, we are, you know, I love the fact that she's trying to have a positive impact on the COVID-19 vaccine rollout, because the poor people of India, oh my God, our thoughts and prayers are with you all. I have seen pictures and, you know, news clips of people, you know, crawling on steps, asking for help. I saw a lady. Now, you know, we women, we're pretty particular about our purse. If you see a woman laying on the ground and her purse is next to her, but she don't care about that purse, something's wrong. She's not feeling well. And she's just laying there. So that let me know this is not like I'm just laying here because I'm just chilling. I mean, they are in dire straits. I've seen doctors who have been crying on the air saying, please send oxygen. I mean, oxygen that we all breathe and we take for granted. I remember when the first story I heard, I think it was Saturday when they started talking about it. And on Saturday, it was 300,000+ a day confirmed COVID cases. And as of today, that has gone up to 400,000 a day confirmed COVID cases. So I know that President Biden and, you know, the United States is trying to do what it can to help. And I just want everyone to realize if we are ever to get this virus under hand, we all have to be safe. We all have to, you know, do the right things, wear our masks, social distance, wash our hands. I have friends who are from India, and I've never wanted to go just because it's hot, and I'm a cold girl. I prefer the cool to the heat. And, you know, they always tell me about the population. They're over 1 billion people, and they're everywhere. The fact of them trying to social distance, they're like, there's not enough land, there's not enough space. So it's very challenging. So I'm happy to see that the United States is sending the mask and, you know, vaccines and things that they can do to help.
Yeah, I really, gosh, watching that is very sad. Every time I watch it, it's not good news. The numbers are going up. That's all they're talking about. And they're showing the horrific, just the scenes of people in their hospitals that are bare minimum. And then, can you imagine, like here, we are so lucky, like we have beds, one per person. There, they have to share beds. Can you believe that? That's crazy. It's crazy. So we really, you know, I'm praying. I mean, it's hard because the prime minister has allowed them to do these religious gatherings, and that's really hard. And they're gathering with like thousands of people next to each other without any masks. So that's really sad.
It really is. And, you know, I even heard this morning that, you know, Mount Everest, lots of people all over the world go to Mount Everest to climb, just to say that I've been here, I did that. And
Yep.
they are also having COVID outbreaks, because there was a gentleman and he was helicoptered out, and he said that, he goes, I was fine, and then I couldn't breathe, and he goes, I was dizzy. So they were saying that people that know that they have it, they're not really communicating that there's something wrong. I guess when you get to certain levels of elevation, it's kind of hard to breathe, or you might feel a little woozy. So I think that they're thinking, oh, this is because I'm hitting the next level. And this gentleman was like, no, this is way more than just hitting the next level. So I think we all have to, pay attention. Here in California, we are getting close to being able to be open, unrestricted. And, as exciting as that sounds, it's also cautious, because we don't want people to lose their mind and just, stop doing the things that are working. Here in Northern California, where Rosetta and I are, we missed the entire flu season.
Oh,
I haven't heard one person had the flu. Have you?
No, I haven't, but I haven't been out and about because of the restrictions.
Exactly. And, my sister and I, we were talking over the weekend, and she says, if that's all I have to do to not get the flu, I'll wear a mask every day during the winter. I mean, I don't have to wear it in the summer when it's hot. And, I'm like, who would have thought that something as simple as a mask could cut down on conditions that normally kills between 10 to 100,000 people every year?
Well, the fact also that we haven't been out as much as we usually do during the winter times. So that, coupled with wearing the mask, helps a lot.
Yes, very true. So we always like to highlight someone that not only we see and think is an amazing human being. They're normally highlighted at the end of Ellen's show or somewhere within the mix. So this week, Ellen highlighted a UPS driver. His name is Anthony Hansley. And he has this little regular route, and he has not missed a day during COVID. He worked every day, his normal schedule, and he would bring, everybody's ordering everything. And so he would bring the packages. And so, he's in his little, UPS truck, and all of a sudden he notices people are out of their homes with signs that say, we love you. The kids are like, oh, we love you, Mr. Anthony. I mean, just so sweet. It touches your heart. So he was already excited. He was honored that his neighborhood, selected him, and they made the signs for him. So Ellen had him on her show. And, he told her, he says, I'm so grateful. I made it through COVID. I didn't get sick. I got my packages all delivered on time. And so Ellen surprised him. And with the support of Shutterfly, she told him, she says, we sent you a box, open the box. And he opened the box, and it was $10,000 in cash in the box.
Wow.
With a sign that says Shutterfly. So once again, Ellen did something. She surprised him. He had no idea that was going to happen. So that was, that feel good of Ellen.
Yeah, I like that. That's great. She always does that, but lately she's been doing less of that. But I really like it when she does. But
Yes.
That's good. We need to highlight more people like that, because if it's not for Ellen, I would never have found these people. I would never known about them, because
Exactly.
where are we going to know about these people? That's amazing. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. So hopefully he puts the money to good use. I mean, whatever he wants to do for his family, he deserves it. It's great.
Yes. It's really interesting, while I'm grateful that she, gives people money, sometimes I wonder, how do you get home? If Ellen gives you all that cash, how do you get from the studio or wherever to the bank?
That's what I was wondering. That's exactly what I was wondering. She gives you this in studio. They would give these briefcases, and they would open it up and say 50,000 or 10,000 and 25. people know you've already won the money. What do? How do you
Yes.
bring it home? Because it's in a suitcase, unless they have to transfer from the suitcase into their luggage.
Or if they just do that as the show and then they give them a check. Because I'm a check girl. I sometimes watch people when you're at some of the casinos and say they win $20,000 and they give them, stacks of $100. I'm like, I would be going, can I have a check?
Yeah, I don't know what they do with them. They must, I don't understand. We have no clue what they do. I would not feel safe carrying $10,000 flying back home. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to do some investigation as to how those guests get it home. I don't know. Beats me. If you know, put it in the comments, because we'd like to know, how do you get it home?
Yeah, we don't know.
I understand No, I was just going to say, I understand when they give the big checks, they that's just a show, right? And then they give the small later, they do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So also yesterday, in addition to this, she had 2 guests on her show. One was Luke Bryant, and Luke is the Country Entertainer of the Year. He got his award at the CMA. She hugged him and she said, you had COVID. I had COVID. So, I mean, it was like, it almost took my breath away. She hugged him, not a fake hug, a hug.
So he came on the show.
He was on the show in the studio, whatever you call it. And then remember the last day of The Bachelor, the young man, I can't think of his name now, sorry. He wrote the book, Difficult Conversation with a Black Man.
Yes.
He wrote a new book, Difficult Conversations with, Black Youth. And he was in the studio and she hugged him too. Now, I know she had COVID. She has the antibodies and she got her first shot last Saturday. So I was like, what does this mean? She's actually hugging people.
I'm not sure if I would feel that reassured. I would have to wait for my second shot and then wait 3 weeks after the second shot, because you're meant to wait 3 weeks after the second shot. So I would probably wait before I hug them. I may just, I don't know. I don't know what I do.
Well, remember she used to elbow them?
Yeah, I would just elbow. I would just elbow. I don't know if I'd want to do the hugging.
Yeah, well, just giving you all a heads up. Things must really be getting better in LA because they're hugging.
Yeah, well, I don't know. LA, they've had a lot of issues in the past with the COVID.
That's true. So always, Ellen reminds us, she feels the love in the room. She sends it back out. She tells us all to go out and share it with the world. Rosetta and I are so grateful and blessed to be allowed to have you listen to our chats. We are always filling it with love, and we hope we put a little laughter in there. We hope we give you things to think about. We want you to have really moments as you go through your day.
Yes, we do. Ditto everything that Gloria said, and we love chit-chatting about whatever. We love it. We love talking about things that entertain us and people and just conversing. We love it. We love it. We love it. But remember, again, we're always Silicon Valley girls chat over tea, and I'm so disappointed, could not drink my tea. Still,
I know. So I decided not to drink mine, and mine is lemon. So I'm going to add some tequila to it with a little salt and turn it into a margarita. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. But thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in to our chats, our weekly chats. And don't forget, again, please, please, please like our videos, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell notification. And if you want us to review anything that is tea related, we will do that in a future chat. Connect with us, and we would love to do that. So if you sell teas, someone that sells teas, you have a tea shop, we would love to come and visit if you're in the Bay Area, and we will review it in a future chat. Yes. Thank you. But we had amazing time. Thanks, everyone. And remember to always keep smiling.
Take care.
Bye. Now. Bye-bye.